So I want to talk about gear today and, gimbals and my Red Komodo X. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of a secret. I'm actually not going to tell you to use the Red Komodo X or a cinema camera, but we're also going to be talking about this little thing right here, which is extremely useful. So if you are a Sony shooter, it's going to be at the end, so stick around for that. But yeah, let's talk about why we're not going to be using any of these. What's going on, my friends? I hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, and obviously give this video a thumbs up if you do like this video, because a lot of you guys are watching, commenting, but just not liking, so give it a thumbs up. But today we're going to be talking about gear, and specifically gear that you don't actually need, or choosing the right tool for the right job. And there is a great quote that I actually live by, and that is, if the only tool you have is a hammer, you tend to treat everything as if it were a nail. And I've been sort of stressing this a lot on my Instagram lately. Like, yeah, I own the Red Komodo X, I own an FX6, far more than enough when it comes to social media content, freelancing work. You can make films with the Red Komodo X or FX6. Obviously, we've seen this done before, and you don't necessarily need all this kind of gear to create incredible content. And there are so many people out there that are choosing cameras that aren't really right for the job that they're actually doing, or could actually enhance their ability to do the job better. And that's probably one of the biggest things that you need to establish from job to job. And we kind of need to start from the start and talk about feature-length filmmakers and potentially what they use and why. So essentially what filmmakers do when it comes to feature-length films is they have a camera that literally is the GOAT, the camera that can do absolutely everything, an absolute workhorse. That camera is literally meant to be turned on and not turned off for the rest of the day, essentially. What we did in film school is we actually had block batteries. So block batteries is essentially just like really large, let's say a regular car battery, kind of like that same size, but you could attach it directly into your camera via whatever kind of LEMO pin, and that's how you actually power your camera. So you actually have this large block battery that you carry around, rather than just V-mount batteries and hot swapping them out all the time. This one will literally, you can have two of them that will last you almost all day of filming, which is incredible. And these cinema cameras are literally meant to last the whole day. But the thing is, with these cinema cameras, they require manual focus lenses, and obviously manual focus lenses require a focus puller, and manual focus lenses obviously require a first AC that change out the lenses, change adapters and filters, all those kind of things. And generally the camera operator or cinematographer doesn't do that. The first AC will actually do all that and do all the camera settings. Cinematographer is there literally to try and frame up the shot. The DP is there to help the cinematographer and lighting crew come together and plan out how the shot's going to be. There's so much involved when it comes to this, and that's where they have chosen those specific tools for that particular job. But by all means, like I said, you could just literally use an FX3 with an autofocus lens and make a full feature-length film. Absolutely. You obviously still need audio, lighting, directing, acting. You still need a whole bunch of things and elements to make a feature film work really well. But it's choosing the right tool for the right job. And the biggest thing is that I've been doing a lot of social media content work for a few different companies just for the fun of it. And I don't really need the money when it comes to this kind of freelance work. It's kind of just for fun, a little bit something different, meeting new people, upskilling myself when it comes to specific jobs. And I've been using A7 IV, I've been using the ZV-E1 and the FX30. I don't need to use my Red Komodo X. I don't need to use the FX6. So this one particular job I actually did for a supplement company where he just needed a quick 40 to 45 second IG reel promoting a promotion that is going to be happening very soon. And I was just like, screw it. I'm going to take the DJI RS3 Pro, throw my A7 IV on there, and get a couple of G Master lenses. Perfect, done. I could even just get a zoom lens and get the whole job done with, and that should be perfectly fine. And obviously it looked perfectly fine. All I needed was a light. I needed some good audio, so I actually utilized my Rode Wireless Pros, and that was my audio attached into Labs. And I mean, it turned out perfectly fine. It was enough for what he wanted. It was far more than what he wanted in terms of what he got last time, because there was just a run and gun guy who had a camera, and that was it. No lighting, no gimbal, no audio. He just had a shotgun microphone on top of his handheld camera, and it didn't look great, but it was enough for social media content. And this is the thing that I want to stress, is that there are some people out there like, oh, why'd you use that camera for that job? And like, well, it comes down to ease of use. Number one, Sony a7 IV has brilliant 4K video. It has great low light performance, even though I don't necessarily need low light performance, but fast autofocus, and I have so many autofocus G Master lenses, and I just needed to run and gun and make it look smooth. Gimbal, perfectly fine. So that's all I needed. And if I had to use the Red Komodo X, I would have to rig that up, make it heavy enough so it wouldn't be shaky, or I would need to rig that out on a gimbal, and then that would mean I would need autofocus lenses, and I don't have RF lenses. There are so many things that are really just adding up on top and just making it not worth it. And the a7 IV was the right tool for the right job. Now, budget is probably one of the biggest determining factors if you can actually, bring more expensive gear, mainly for the fact that you can hire more gear in, you can hire more help, like an assistant that can actually, help you light. So a gaffer, a grip, you could have a first AC with, focus pulling, and essentially you can pay for a bit more of your time and your crew's time on the job as well. So, you can really perfect certain shots. And that's where the Red Komodo X would do absolutely fantastic. But I just didn't have that time because I didn't have the budget. So I could only invest in a little bit of time. So I just went the full run and gun kit, which made it easier for this particular job. Even I went to a powerlifting meet, and a competitor wanted me to, film the whole day and just document their progress in the 3 lifts, the squat, bench, dead. And that was fun. I didn't charge her very much because I was like, sure, I want to do it. I want the experience of actually filming a full powerlifting day. I've never done it before. It's going to be fun. It'll be just run and gun. So I chose the a7 IV because I wanted to take some stills and I wanted to take some high quality videos. I would have used the FX30, but when it comes to stills, not as powerful as the a7 IV. When it comes to low light, not as powerful as the a7 IV. So I was just like, hey, why not? Run and gun, the a7 IV will do. I'll literally put a side handle on it, turn it vertically. I know what a lot of guys think about shooting vertically, but hey, it is for only social media. I'm not going to use it anywhere else. And I asked them specifically, is it for YouTube? Is it for Instagram? Is it for Facebook? They're just like, just Instagram. Just want to document my day. And I'm like, camera on the sides. So essentially I used a cage where I could use a side handle and put it on the top part, and it would technically be a side handle again. And that's where this comes into place. Now, this is a hot shoe relocator. So essentially you put this end directly into your hot shoe, and you can put this other side of the hot shoe anywhere else on the body, mount it wherever you want. So I mounted it directly onto my side handle, and that's where I could put the ECM B1. So this thing made it so much easier just to get quick run and gun shotgun audio directly with my ECM B1M. Now, I don't have the Rode Video Pro microphone. I can't remember what it's called because I sold it. I don't use it anymore for the Sony ECM microphones. So I don't have any other shotgun microphone that I could place anywhere and attach into my 3.5 audio. I prefer just to go directly into the top of that multi-interface hot shoe because it's perfectly fine. The audio comes out absolutely brilliant, and there's no cords that I have to deal with, so it's very simple. Except, obviously, for this setup, there is a cord because I needed to relocate that hot shoe. But this thing, I didn't think you could buy separately, but you can. So I will put a link in the description below that you guys can check this one out. But that was the best, I suppose, rig on the day. And same again, I could have chose the FX6 or Red Komodo X, but Red Komodo X, same again, I needed run and gun setups. I needed to make sure that it was light, easy, compact. I could take some stills. So obviously the Red Komodo X is not the tool for that job, and neither is the FX6. The FX30 could come close. The ZV-E1, maybe 12 megapixel stills, not necessarily great, but still fine for social media. And I could do 4K 100 frames per second, but I didn't shoot any slow-mo. I wanted the rawness of a powerlifting day and the speed of a powerlifting day. I didn't want to slow everything down. So the a7 IV or the FX30 would have been the right tool for this particular job. And I guess in the end, sometimes, sure, it does come down to client perception, because some clients who pay some pretty big coin expect a Red or expect a cinema camera that's actually filming. Expect a whole bunch of lighting gear. Little do they know that the image quality that you can get out of these things is very similar to what you can get out of the A7 IV or FX30. If you're good enough, you can make those cameras look absolutely incredible. And that is kind of hard to sell to some clients, especially people who have, been around in the industry for a long time and they've hired people with ARRIs or REDs, and they think that's who they need to hire when it comes to social media content, when in actual fact, they just need someone with some incredible skills and obviously a little bit of gear in terms of lighting and audio and a decent camera and lens, and you're perfectly fine. You can get pretty much the same footage at the end of the day. So the point is, choose the right tool for the right job. Don't overcomplicate things. Just make it as simple as you possibly can and choose the tools that are going to really help you increase your workflow and get the job done as best as possible. So anyway, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. That would be amazing. I'll put a link in the description below if you do want to check this hot shoe relocator. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's get it.